You see, talking about your dream is easy because it feels good. But working for it, that's where reality hits. That's where the real test begins. It's one thing to say, I want it, and another thing entirely to wake up early, stay late, and give it your all every single day. You don't build your dream by wishing. You make it by sweating, struggling, and staying consistent when others quit. The dream doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your comfort zone or your feelings. It only respects one thing: work. If you are not willing to dedicate your time, energy, and discipline, then you are not ready for it. The universe rewards those who match their faith with action. You can't sit still and expect movement. You have to create it. And the reason most people never see their dream that they stop at the word want. They never cross over into the word work. They keep saying someday, and that someday turns into never. You have to stop wishing and start working. The dream will meet you halfway, but you have to take the first step. You have to prove that you are serious. And when you start working, that's when the dream starts shaping you. You will learn patience, endurance, and strength you didn't know you had. Every struggle will become a lesson, every delay a test of faith. The process will hurt, but it'll build something powerful inside you, a version of yourself that can handle what you have been asking for. Your dream isn't hiding from you. It's waiting for you to show up. Not once, not twice, but every single day. It's waiting for you to stop saying, I'll try, and start saying, I will. It's waiting for the moment you decide that no matter how hard it gets, quitting is not an option. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that keeps burning when everything else fades. You can't depend on feeling good to chase your dream. There will be days when motivation won't show up, days when you are tired, frustrated, or just not in the mood. That's where discipline becomes your best friend. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel. It only cares about what needs to be done. Discipline is doing what's required, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up when the bed feels too warm. It's showing up when no one notices. It's giving your best when no one's clapping. That's the kind of consistency that builds character. Motivation can get you started, but discipline keeps you going when the excitement is gone. You have to train your mind to respect your goals more than your emotions, because emotions are temporary, but your dream is permanent. Discipline means saying no to distractions, saying no to laziness, saying no to comfort, because you know what you are fighting for. Every time you stay disciplined, you are one step closer to making your dream your reality. People who rely on motivation quit easily. People who rely on discipline outlast everybody. Discipline gives you structure, and structure creates success. It's the difference between being good for a moment and being great for a lifetime. You can't build a future on feelings. You build it on focus, on consistency, on control. Every successful person you admire didn't always feel inspired. They just never stopped showing up. They mastered the art of discipline. They built habits that made quitting harder than continuing. When you live with discipline, your success becomes predictable. It's no longer a matter of if, it becomes a matter of when. You need to understand that discipline is freedom. It gives you control over your life. It gives you peace, direction, and purpose. When you are disciplined, you stop living by chance and start living by choice. You stop hoping things will get better and start making them better. And when the world doubts you, discipline keeps you moving. When life gets messy, discipline reminds you of your mission. When everything else fails, discipline steps in and says, we're not done yet. That's the mindset that turns ordinary people into legends. Everyone wants to shine, but no one wants to grind in the dark. The truth is, your success will be born in private, long before it ever becomes public. It's the quiet hours, the unseen work, the lonely nights. That's where you build the foundation for everything that's coming. The world only sees the highlight reel, not the behind, the scenes grind that got you there. When no one's watching, that's when the real work happens. That's when you discipline yourself to go harder, stay longer, and fight stronger. It's in those moments of solitude that your vision gets clearer and your purpose grows sharper. You don't need applause, you need progress. You don't need validation, you need consistency. Too many people want instant recognition. They want the spotlight before they have done the groundwork. But the truth is, success doesn't come to those who chase fame. It comes to those who chase excellence. You gotta be willing to be invisible while you build something incredible. You gotta be comfortable with being unnoticed while you are becoming unstoppable. The dark teaches you patience. It humbles you. It forces you to focus on growth instead of attention. That's where your habits form, your skills sharpen, and your mindset evolves. You can't skip this stage. It's the price every winner pays. The nights of struggle prepare you for the days of glory. When you are working in silence, you will face doubt. You will wonder if anyone sees your effort, if any of it matters. But that's where faith kicks in. You are not doing it for recognition. You are doing it for transformation. The dark is where you outgrow your excuses and find your strength. And one day the world will see the results. They will call it luck. They will call it overnight success. But you will know the truth. You built it in the dark. Every sacrifice, every long night, every quiet moment of discipline was molding the person you were meant to become. Stay patient during the unseen seasons. Keep working when no one claps. Keep believing when no one understands. Because your private grind is shaping your public victory. If you are waiting for the perfect time to start, you will wait forever. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect setup, no perfect plan, no perfect feeling. The perfect time is always now. Every day you delay, your dream fades a little more. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," you train yourself to settle. You have to stop waiting for the right moment and start creating it. The truth is, people use waiting as a disguise for fear. They tell themselves they are being patient, when really they are being hesitant. They are afraid of failing, of judgment, of discomfort. But that's exactly where the dream lies. Growth doesn't come from comfort. Progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from movement. Every successful person started unready. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know how everything would work out. But they started. They took the first step, and the rest followed. You will never have it all figured out, and that's okay. You are not supposed to. The dream unfolds as you move, not before you do. You have to trust the process. You have to believe that even small steps are moving you closer. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Align your actions instead. Start where you are with what you have and give it everything. You don't need more time. You need more courage. The fear of not being ready is what keeps most people stuck. But readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You become ready by doing. You grow by acting. You learn by trying. Every mistake teaches you something you couldn't have learned sitting still. And the longer you wait, the heavier your dream becomes. The more you postpone, the harder it gets to start. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are just one decision away from changing everything. The door won't open until you knock. The opportunity won't appear until you move. So stop hesitating, stop doubting, and stop waiting for permission. The dream has been calling your name for a long time. It's waiting on you to answer. The grind isn't glamorous. It's painful. It's lonely, and it's brutal. When you decide to chase your dream, life will test whether you are really built for it. You will face pressure from every angle. People will doubt you. Opportunities will fall through. And sometimes you will wonder if you are even on the right path. That's the grind doing its job. It's there to see how bad you really want it. It's not designed to destroy you. It's designed to develop you. It's supposed to break your comfort zone and build your strength. The grind separates the wishers from the doers. You will wake up some mornings and question your progress. You will look around and see others moving faster, winning quicker, and you will start to wonder, why not me? That's part of the test. The grind wants to see if you will stay faithful when it looks like nothing's working. It wants to see if you will still push when there's no applause, no recognition, and no visible reward. That's when most people quit, right before things start turning in their favor. You can't give up when the process gets tough. You have to remember that the test is temporary, but the dream is permanent. You have to understand that the grind will strip you down before it builds you up. It will expose your weaknesses, your excuses, and your limits. It'll show you parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. The lazy parts, the doubtful parts, the fearful parts. And if you can face those pieces of yourself without running, that's when the real growth begins. The grind molds your character before it rewards your effort. It's not supposed to be easy, because anything easy isn't worth having. There will be times when you will feel like you are doing everything right and still losing. You will put in the work, stay consistent, and see no immediate results. That's where most people get discouraged. But the truth is, success doesn't always show up right away. Sometimes it's building quietly in the background while you are being tested up front. The grind delays the reward to see if you are working for approval or working for purpose. If you keep pushing even when it seems pointless, that's how you prove you are ready for the blessing. And the grind will isolate you. It'll pull you away from distractions, from comfort, and from people who don't understand your mission. You will spend time alone, working while everyone else is celebrating. But that's the sacrifice. That's what it takes to reach something greater. The isolation isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's during those quiet moments when you learn who you really are. You start to realize that greatness requires a level of focus most people will never commit to. The grind will test your will, and your heart, your faith, and your consistency. It will push you past your limits, stretch your patience, and force you to decide if your dream is just something you talk about or something you are willing to suffer for. The moment you start seeing progress, the real challenge begins. Success has a strange way of making people forget what it took to get there. You start feeling comfortable, you start thinking you have made it, and slowly that hunger fades. But the truth is, the hunger that got you to the top is the same hunger that'll keep you there. You can't lose the fire just because things start looking good. The moment you stop pushing, life will remind you that comfort breeds decline. Staying hungry means never being satisfied with yesterday's effort, never settling for good when great is still possible. When you stay hungry, you keep that same drive you had when nobody knew your name. You remember the struggle, the nights you couldn't sleep, the days you had nothing but belief. That energy, that grind, that focus, that's what keeps you alive. You have to guard that hunger because success can make you soft. It can make you start expecting rewards without effort. You can't let that happen. You have to keep that same hunger that made you fight when you had nothing to lose. You have to keep that fire burning, no matter how bright the lights around you get. Staying humble is just as important as staying hungry. Humility keeps you grounded. It reminds you that no matter how high you climb, you are still human. You are not above the people who helped you get there, and you are not untouchable. Life can humble anyone in seconds. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means recognizing that your success isn't just yours. It's the result of grace, timing, hard work, and people who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. You have to constantly remind yourself where you came from. Don't ever let success make you forget the struggle. Remember the pain, the sacrifice, the prayers that got you through. Remember the doors that were closed, the times you almost gave up, the moments you cried in silence. That memory keeps you real. It keeps you thankful. It keeps you focused. When you forget the struggle, you start losing your purpose. When you lose your purpose, you lose your drive. Success is dangerous if you don't handle it with maturity. It can feed your ego instead of your vision. It can make you start chasing applause instead of growth. That's why you have to stay humble, because humility protects you from arrogance. It keeps you teachable. It keeps you learning. The more successful you become, the more you should listen, not talk. The more blessings you receive, the more grateful you should be. The real ones don't need to shout about their success. Their work speaks for them. Staying hungry means you wake up every day knowing there's still more to learn, more to give, more to accomplish. You can't let your achievements make you complacent. You can't let people's praise become your comfort zone. Every level comes with new challenges, and every blessing comes with new responsibilities. If you stop growing, you start declining. If you stop learning, you start losing. Staying hungry keeps you sharp. Staying humble keeps you wise. And when you combine hunger with humility, that's when you become unstoppable. You move with passion, but also with purpose. You chase greatness, but you remember grace. You stay confident, but you never forget compassion. The balance between those two, hunger and humility, is what keeps your success meaningful, your character strong, and your dream alive. The people around you can either elevate you or drain you. You can't chase a powerful dream while surrounded by weak energy. You can't expect to move forward when your circle is standing still. You need people who push you, not people who pacify your comfort. Talkers will tell you what they are going to do. Workers are already doing it. The company you keep determines the direction you move. If you stay around people who complain more than they create, you will start adopting their habits without even realizing it. Your environment shapes your effort. If everyone around you is satisfied with average, you will start seeing average as normal. If everyone around you is making excuses, soon you will start making them too. That's why you need to be around people who challenge your laziness, who inspire your ambition, who make you uncomfortable in the best way possible. Workers don't waste time talking about opportunities. They are out there building them. They don't gossip about other people's progress. They are too focused on their own. That's the kind of energy that keeps you growing. There's a difference between friends who support you and friends who distract you. Some people will cheer for you until you start surpassing them. Others will smile while secretly hoping you slow down. That's why you have to protect your space. Everyone can't come with you. Everyone won't understand your grind. Some people are only comfortable when you are struggling because your success reminds them of what they are not doing. You can't shrink yourself to fit into their comfort zone. Workers bring accountability into your life. They don't let you slack off. They will call you out when you are slipping and remind you of the standard you set. That's real love. That's real support. Surround yourself with people who make you level up just by being around them. If you walk into a room and you are always the hardest worker there, you are in the wrong room. You need to be around people who make you reach higher, think bigger, and move smarter. Talkers love to make noise about what they are planning, but their plans never move past words. Workers move in silence. They don't need to announce every move because they understand that results speak louder than declarations. You will notice that workers don't talk much about success. They talk about progress. They are too busy doing the work to argue about who's doing more. And when they win, they still stay grounded because they know the grind doesn't stop at one victory. You need people who match your energy, not drain it. When you share your dream, pay attention to who encourages your vision and who questions it. Pay attention to who talks about ideas versus who talks about people. Workers think in solutions, talkers think in problems. The company you keep either feeds your faith or feeds your fear. You can't keep feeding your mind with small conversations and expect to live a big life. And as you grow, your circle will get smaller but stronger. The higher you climb, the more you will realize that not everyone was meant to understand your mission. Workers will walk beside you through storms, while talkers will disappear the moment things get hard. That's why you have to choose wisely, because your environment is either preparing you for greatness or protecting your comfort zone. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of understanding. Every mistake, every setback, every disappointment is a lesson in disguise. The problem is that most people run from failure instead of learning from it. They see it as a sign to quit when it's really a sign to grow. The truth is, failure exposes what you need to fix, what you need to strengthen, and what you need to let go of. It's not a curse placed on your life. It's a mirror showing you where you really stand. If you never fail, you will never know what needs to be improved. When you fail, the world doesn't end, but something inside you changes. It humbles you. It grounds you. It makes you pay attention to details you once ignored. Failure forces you to confront your weaknesses and face your reality. It strips away the ego, the excuses, and the illusion of perfection. You start to realize that the people who seem lucky only look that way because they have failed more times than most are willing to admit. Every champion was once a beginner who failed repeatedly, but refused to stay down. Failure tests your belief system. It reveals whether your dream is just talk or something you are truly willing to fight for. Anybody can keep going when things go right, but it takes real strength to keep pushing when everything falls apart. That's where growth lies, not in your victories, but in your recoveries. Failure is life's way of asking, how bad do you want it? And your response determines whether you are ready for the next level or not. Sometimes God allows failure to remove people, situations, or mindsets that don't belong in your future. You think you lost something important, but in reality, you were being redirected towards something better. That job you didn't get, that deal that fell through, that relationship that ended. They weren't curses. They were protection. You needed to fall there so you could rise stronger somewhere else. You can't appreciate success without knowing the sting of failure. Most people don't realize that failure builds character faster than success ever will. Success feeds your confidence, but failure shapes your endurance. It teaches patience, resilience, and gratitude. It's through failure that you learn to adapt, to think differently, to stay calm under pressure. When you have failed enough times, fear starts losing its power over you. You begin to realize that failure doesn't destroy you. Quitting does. Failure just refines you until you are unshakable. You can't fear failure and expect to grow. Every time you step into something new, there's a risk that it won't work, but there's also a chance that it will. The difference lies in what you choose to focus on. If you see failure as a curse, you will avoid taking chances. If you see it as a teacher, you will use it as fuel. The greatest minds, the strongest leaders, the most successful people all have one thing in common. They learned how to fail forward. When you start viewing failure as feedback instead of defeat, your whole life changes. You stop blaming yourself and start building yourself. You stop taking losses personally and start taking them purposefully. Every fall becomes a step toward becoming wiser, sharper, and more disciplined. Because once you understand that failure isn't there to destroy you, it's there to develop you. You stop running from it, you start walking through it with confidence. You have to understand something. Not everyone is going to clap for you when you start chasing your dreams. Some people won't understand your vision. Some will doubt your ability. And some will secretly hope you fail just to prove themselves right. It's not because you are doing something wrong. It's because you are doing something they never dared to do. The moment you decide to rise, you expose their comfort. You show them what's possible, and that threatens the part of them that's settled for less. You can't expect people to cheer for something they don't believe they could ever achieve themselves. In the beginning, it's going to feel lonely. You will share your ideas, your plans, your excitement, and people will look at you like you are crazy. They will tell you to be realistic, to slow down, to play it safe. But remember, most people speak from their fears, not their faith. They don't see what you see because God didn't give them your vision. Stop expecting validation from those who were never assigned to your purpose. You weren't called to convince anyone. You were called to commit to your dream. Some of the people closest to you will doubt you the most. Family, friends, coworkers. People you love will question your choices. And it hurts because you expect them to have your back. But sometimes, the people who love you can't see the version of you that's evolving. They only know the old you, the unsure one, the one who used to play small. Growth confuses people who are used to your comfort zone. Don't take it personally. Just understand that their lack of support is not rejection. It's a reflection of their own limitations. You have to learn to clap for yourself when nobody else does. There will be days when the room is silent, when no one congratulates you, when your progress goes unnoticed. That's when your self-belief has to be louder than their silence. You have to keep showing up.